What's good, everybody? It's Jonah. Come back at you with another video. With this video, I want to share an important reminder for all the content creators out there, for the people who are trying to build up their brand, build up a business. Mostly, this focus of this video is mostly for YouTube, but this is also an important life lesson for you to take with you. And the title of this video is that your content doesn't have to be perfect. I'm proof of it. Reason why your content doesn't have to be perfect is because a lot of times, starting off as a small content creator, of course, as the recording of this video, I consider myself a small content creator, right? We can fall in the rabbit hole of trying to force our way, like to impose our will, to try to push things through the algorithm. And we try to take all of the feedback, all the advice that we read on the internet of search engine optimization, of thumbnails, of this, of that, right? All of these things that we should be doing and we should be following. And that's great and all, right? These variables could also help you and help propel you forward and help grow your channel. But I'm here to tell you that you can end up going down an endless rabbit hole of trying to tailor your content to be something else, to be something that is not, when what's most important is that you should put out the content that you're ultimately happy with, content that you are satisfied with, because that is what's going to be most important, right? I've seen videos of people who are sitting in their car, they just press the record button on their iPhone. They don't even have a camera. Like, I'm speaking into a professional camera. It's a Canon camera with a microphone attached to it, right? But you don't need that. There's plenty of people who just take out their phone, they're in their car, they hit record, and they just start speaking their mind. They just start sharing valuable information, the experiences that they've gone through, different things. They'll share their life story, and that will resonate with the viewers, and that can provide people with so much value and ultimately help push them forward, right? And they can make a difference in the lives of people all around the world by simply just pressing record and allowing themselves to just carry through the video, right? The ideas, the thoughts that they have, right? They'll just share it organically, authentically, right? And that is more than enough. I've seen videos where content creators, half the screen would be them and the other half would be basically almost like an entire essay, and they're reading the essay and also providing their thoughts and filling in the blanks to help people understand the lesson that's being taught in the written passage or from the passage of a book. And I've seen videos like that, get hundreds of thousands of views, right? And these are videos that don't have any cuts, don't have any edits. These videos don't have, they're not like TikTok videos where they're just cutting from scene to scene and they have all of these filters and all of these sound effects, right, to grab your attention. It's just someone that's sharing valuable information, right? I've seen all types of videos go viral. I've seen people be in the mountains and they'll record themselves speaking about their life experience for an hour. And videos like that could get hundreds of thousands of views or perhaps even over 1 million views. Your content doesn't have to be perfect, because what's most important is always going to be the value that you provide. Now, let me provide you with a definition of value so you can understand what I'm saying, right? When I use the term value, I'm referring to you providing something that is beneficial to someone else, something that someone else will find to be valuable or beneficial to their lives, right? And let me give you an example, right? If I'm sharing my life story of how I was able to overcome a major challenge or a major obstacle in my life, and someone who watches that video is experiencing that same obstacle, they can find that video to be valuable because it can provide them with information and guidance needed to overcome that obstacle. If I'm talking about a pain point that I've experienced in my life that I've been able to solve, that can be a video that's powerful to someone that they can find valuable because maybe it can help them get through their problem or their situation, right? Another example, if you're hungry, then food will be valuable to you in that moment because that is what your body needs and that's what you're craving. But if you're full, on a full stomach, then food in that moment, food is not as valuable to you because it's not something that you're looking for, right? So what's going to be most important for your video is the value that you provide to the viewer, to the person that's watching on the other side, right? Your video doesn't have to be perfect. I understand. And trust me, it was the same way. I was the same way. I felt that I needed to have everything perfect before I started because I had a vision as far as how I wanted my videos to be. And if my videos didn't fit that vision, I would feel that I'm not ready. But I eventually realized that all that did was just essentially delay my progress when I could have started years earlier, right? And sorry, let me just turn on the lighting. There we go. I just realized that I was missing the lighting, right? So, and that's what I mean. The videos are not perfect, right? In this case, I started the video, didn't have the proper lighting. Now I have the proper lighting, right? So this is exactly what I mean. I can just cut off the video and start all over, but there's no need for that. Would that be better? Probably, but I want my videos to have the element of authenticity to let you guys know that I am doing what I preach, right? I've seen videos of people who would literally have the camera for their phone zoomed in because they're not particularly technologically savvy. And yet no one cares about the quality of the video and the audio isn't the best. Usually you want good audio so people can hear what you're saying, right? But even if the audio isn't the best, as long as the viewer, the person on the other side, is able to benefit from the message or benefit in some way, shape, or form from your content, then that's all that matters, right? It's easy for us to want things to always be perfect, but that's not always going to be life, right? Not everything is going to be perfect. Sometimes you're going to have to be resourceful. Sometimes you're going to have to start and do things even before you feel ready. And that's okay, right? Still put your best foot forward, because at the end of the day, once again, like I mentioned, your content doesn't have to be perfect. I've been told when I put out content, right, I've been told by people that, they will give me recommendations. They'll say, oh, I should do this, I should do that, I should add this. And that's great, right? I'll listen to recommendations, but ultimately I'll allow my content to be how I want it to be so that I can deliver the appropriate message, right? If I'm constantly having on the B-roll footage and all these other images and all these things appearing on my videos, that's great to help sometimes, right, to help deliver a message, but it will take away your focus. And I want your focus to be on me. I want your focus to be on me so that you can be actively listening and pay attention and focus to the message that I'm providing and delivering to you, right? Like, that's the goal. I want my videos to feel genuine. I want my videos to feel like a conversation. I don't want there to be any sort of distractions getting in the way. And that's how I want my videos to be. And that's what makes me happy with the content that I create. So if you're ever concerned about your content, if you're ever worried, if you have all these doubts, right, look at me. Use me as an example that your content doesn't have to be perfect, right? I've had people that would tell me how much they appreciate my videos, how much they appreciated my message. Even if some of my videos end up being 10, 15, 20 minutes long, I probably have some videos that might even get close to 25 minutes long. And yet there's some people who sat there and watched the video because of the message I shared. And there's people who will message me telling me to keep going, to continue, that the world needs to hear my messages, right? The world needs to hear what I have to say. And that's because of the value that I'm providing and delivering. It's less about the setup. Like, look at my setup. I'm sitting here on my computer chair. That's, a lot of it's chipped, right? Obviously, it used to be red. Now it's like fading because a lot of it's chipped. I don't know how that happened, but a lot of it's chipped. And I'm filming in my bedroom. And I've done that for well over, probably nearing 2 years. And I used to think people will make fun of me because I'm in my bedroom. People make fun of me because my chair is messed up. People make fun of me because of this or that, right? Until I realized that people don't actually care, because they just care about the value that you're going to provide to them. People just care about you making a difference in their lives. See, a lot of times people are not going to necessarily remember what you say, but one thing that people will most definitely remember is how you made them feel. And if your video has a powerful message or is able to deliver someone happiness, joy, confidence, hope, right, any of the positive emotions, then they'll remember the video and they'll remember you, and they'll remember what you've done for them. They'll remember how you've helped them. So that is one of the most important messages that I can share with you if you're a small content creator or you're growing, right? I still consider myself a small content creator based on the number of subscribers I have right now, but I don't approach my channel as being a small channel, right? I don't see it that way. And the reason why I don't see it that way is because in my mind, I've already won. In my mind, I've already made it to the end. And so I have to show up as the content creator who's already at the end goal, right? Usually my videos, I wrap up saying that we're on the road to 1 million subscribers. In my mind, I have to operate as though I've already reached 1 million subscribers, because then if I operate as that, then I'll be dedicated. I'll be consistent. I'll be disciplined. I'll be posting. I'll be creating content. I'll continuously be growing and improving and providing as much value as I can to other people, because I believe that I've already gotten there, right? Someone who might be afraid or think, that there's small content, there's small channel and that no one's going to care about their videos or anything. Those are the people that are going to operate in fear, in hesitation, and they're going to make very small progress, if none at all, right? I want you to be confident in yourself. I want you to be proud of the work that you do, right? As long as you're proud of your content and what you're delivering and the value you're providing, that's all that matters, because the people who are going to benefit and appreciate it, they're going to make their way there eventually, right? I like to think of it this way, right? If we compare this to baseball, not every time you go to bat the ball, say you're going to go right to home plate to bat the baseball, right? You're not going to hit a home run every time. There's going to be times where you step up to the plate and you're going to strike out. There's times where you might step up to the plate and you might hit the ball and maybe run to first base or second base. And then there might be times where you finally get to hit a home run, right? You will never be able to hit a home run if you never step up to the plate to bat, right? And what I mean by that is you can never hit that home run on YouTube. You can never go far on YouTube if you never post videos, if you never post content. So stop being afraid of, the negativity. I understand it's the internet, right? People can say what they want, but be less afraid of the negativity. Be less afraid of the naysayers. Be less afraid of the doubters, because at the end of the day, if you have a vision of where it is that you want to go, hold that vision and operate from that vision and continue moving forward. Put one foot in front of the other, right? And worry less about all the other variables that's outside of your control. If you can't afford to have an amazing setup, then you have to work with what you have. And if you have a phone, then you have more than enough to get started in order to create content, and worry less about everything else. Because like I said, there's people who have built successful YouTube channels by simply sharing a message in their car. There's people who have had successful content by literally recording themselves reading a book. Like they have the phone recording the pages and the text and the passages of a book, and they're reading it out loud and explaining it to people. There's other people, right? Like there's so many different ways to have content, and everyone is going to have content differently. So there's no need to approach creating content the same way other people do, right? And we have this misconception that we have to do things a certain way in order to succeed, but that's not true, right? If we use an example, there's an entrepreneur, very successful entrepreneur. His name is Alex Hormozi, right? He's everywhere on YouTube. You can YouTube him and things like that, right? Alex Hormozi, he can care less about his appearance, right? Usually he can be in the office or he's outside. He's usually in a tank top. He can be on stage, right? Delivering a presentation to other entrepreneurs, because he himself is an entrepreneur. He'll be on stage delivering presentations to entrepreneurs, and he's on stage with a tank top and shorts, right? Which is absolutely unheard of, because most people will tell you if you're delivering a presentation, at the very least, you need to be dressed business casual or business professional. You need to be wearing a suit. Well, guess what? Alex doesn't care, because as long, he's an entrepreneur and he's helping other entrepreneurs, and as long as he's helping other entrepreneurs make money, they don't care about how he dresses. They don't care about his appearance, and he doesn't care about his appearance either, right? And that has been wildly successful for him, because he's being his authentic self. He's being unapologetically authentic. And that's what people love and appreciate about him. And you'll know it's him because you'll see that it's him, right? Because he's just in a tank top. He's not trying to be like anybody else. So use that also as an analogy for your content. Have your content be unapologetically authentic and unapologetically you. It doesn't have to be perfect. Promise you, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can record videos in your car. You can record videos in the park. You can record videos off a webcam that you have on your computer. As long as you're sharing, as long as whatever you're sharing is valuable, which once again, it's something that's beneficial to someone else, to the viewer. As long as it's beneficial to them, that's all that matters. You don't need the perfect setup. You don't need the perfect lighting. You don't need the perfect background. You don't need to use artificial intelligence. You don't need any of that stuff. You just want to do what you can to help other people and serve other people. That's it. It's all you need to focus on. So some people have an opinion about my videos and how bare bone it is and how I don't ever really have many edits or cuts in my videos. Excuse me. But that's how it's been intended to be. That's how I want it to be designed. So it can be that way, so that it can be authentic, which is how I want to approach things. That's how I approach my life. The person that you're seeing in these videos is the person that I am off the camera. There's no difference. That's why I can record a 10, 15, 20, 25-minute video of me sharing, providing so much value, providing the lesson that I've learned, the experiences that I learned, everything, and do all this in one take. It's easy for me. It's effortless because this is who I am. There's no difference, right? So I want you to look at your content the same way. Make your content the way you want to make it and not the way you think it needs to be made so that it can go viral, so that the algorithm can pick it up, so that like you as long as it's valuable to other people, it matters less of all the other elements to it. So don't be afraid to get started. Don't be afraid to create content. Don't be afraid to have it be how you want it to be. Eventually there's gonna come a point in time where you will start winning on social media as long as you're persistent, consistent, dedicated, right? And what you're putting out is content that's valuable and beneficial to other people. There's going to be a time where you're going to win. There's going to be a time where you are going to be earning, and you'll be able to eventually upgrade everything else. But for the time being, if you don't have access to that, that's okay. Just start with wherever you're at and be proud of what you can do. Just be resourceful and just make sure, most importantly, that the content you're creating is content that other people will find valuable, things that's going to help other people, because that's what we're here in this life for, to not only strive to be happy for ourselves, but also that's what everyone's looking for. Everyone's searching for happiness, and you can help other people find that happiness and that joy by helping them, by providing them with something that's beneficial. So your content doesn't have to be perfect, right? Have it be how you want it to be, because that's how I have my content, and that's what makes me happy. And I'm proof that you can grow, that you can build by doing things the way you want it to be, and you can be proud of that. I'm proud for the fact that I'm not trying to be nobody else, because I understand that there's plenty of space in this world for me. Even if there's 8 billion people, there'll still be a slot reserved for me, and there will be a slot reserved for you. If you're watching this video and it's inspired you, I'm happy, right? It's a good thing. I just don't want you to think that you have to do it exactly like me and that you have to be exactly the person that I am, right? Be inspired by me, but then also understand that there's space for you to be you. The world will never be too saturated for there to not be space for you. There will always be space for you, right? So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.